Hello there AppSpy viewers, my name is Peter and I've got a hands-on video for you. This time it is with Beat the Beat. Now don't go looking for Beat the Beat just yet because it is not out on the App Store. This is a special beta build that we've been sent all the way from Russia, and it is by a small Russian indie team, and they have made a super exciting, super cool shooter with Beat the Beat. So let me walk you through what I'm doing. So it's a scrolling shooter, much like Dodonpachi Resurrection or I don't know, Raiden or something like that. And so I'm tapping and holding on the screen to move my ship, and if I let go, then everything sort of slows to a bit of a crawl. So you've got to keep your finger on the screen. You're moving around. You're automatically shooting, so you're just kind of guiding, really. But you'll notice that my gameplay is completely in sync with the music, and that's because the music is kind of, well, all of the gameplay is generated by the music. So you end up in these situations where you're destroying these ships just at the moment that the beat, beat kind of knocks in. It's got this really cool dubstep soundtrack to it. It feels really futuristic in that way, in the same way that dubstep kind of always does. It, that sort of gritty, dark, futuristic sound that dubstep kind of has. But at the same time, it's got that lovely chiptune-ness to it, and that works really well with its retro-ish aesthetic. And so what is it that distinguishes a good shooter from a bad shooter, a good shmup from a bad shmup? A good shmup is much like this. It's giving you lots of interesting ways that you've got to avoid patterns of bullets. It also balances the difficulty so that most people can kind of play the game and get through it and understand what it's all about. To me, that's a good shooter, and it certainly does do that. I'm playing on the lowest difficulty level on this one, simply because even though I do love them, I am rubbish at shmups like this. But it's given me lots of interesting things to kind of avoid, lots of different cool shapes and ships and bullets and all sorts. Lots of really cool patterns to avoid. Now you'll notice that sometimes the bullets will pass through my ship. That's because I have a single weak spot. It is the small light blue square at the back. You can see it if I just rest for a moment. There we are. It's the small light blue square, so basically I've got to just make sure that nothing hits that. I'm playing, I want to say this is like the first stage. Each stage is a music track, and it's, oh my word, and it's kind of themed around that. There are boss stages as well. And I feel almost like the game really does come alive with its different aesthetic, where when you are coming up against bosses, because everything is so confined, everything is so tight. But each of these stages is pretty cool as well. You just saw that everything got all twinkly and stuff, and the bullets were equally twinkly, equally sort of like spangly. Shooting about. Oh, emergency! Emergency! I think this is going to be a boss now. Ah! I love that. I want to say that that's a reference to Battletoads as well, and if it is, then obviously this game gets 10 out of 10. You can see that. You can see how the music and the visuals and the gameplay all just kind of work together in a sort of, I don't know. It's almost like I don't know. It's almost like the music is conducting the action, and I love that. Absolutely wonderful. So the game isn't out just yet. It is coming to the App Store relatively soon, and I think it's just won some sort of festival or some sort of prize, some sort of indie award, something like that. But it is coming to the App Store soon. I imagine it's also coming to other devices as well. I imagine it's probably going to be on PC, because somewhere hidden away in this beta build there are options for a keyboard and mouse. So yeah, I imagine that that's probably happening as well. But this is Beat the Beat. I'm super jazzed about it. Are you? Let me know in the comments. We'll speak to you all very soon. This is Peter with AppSpy.com. We review, you decide.